I'm ready. What up? Let's get to it. So, in this video, I'm going to talk about trials and tribulations, battles, journeys, struggles on the journey, etc., man. you know, and everybody's story, everybody's journey is different, man. Everybody goes through different things, huh? You hear me? But one thing everybody has in common, or something similar in common, right? Is how you fight through the adversity, the battles, the struggles, whatever you want to call it, huh? You hear me? Yeah, man. And at the end of the day, you can see beauty in the struggles, beauty in the trials and tribulations, huh? You hear me, dog? Heavy, you know. Some people have harder routes than others, you know. Sometimes God's chosen, or some say God's favorite, have harder routes than others, you know. You hear me, dog? Heavy. You hear me? At the end of the day, that's just what it is, man. Certain individuals come from different backgrounds, different parts of life, different environments, man. But at the end of the day, everybody has a choice with how they handle the trials and tribulations, right? How they handle the tough times, period. Yeah, man. How they look at them. Do they let it stop them, break them down, right? Deter them, get them off path, rid them off the track? Yeah, because that's an easy thing to do, right? Easy things to do, man. Period. Lose discipline, lose motivation. You hear me? Lose the push, the power to want to on a day to day. You hear me, dog? Heavy, bro. Especially if you're putting the work in daily, trying to live a certain way, move a certain way, huh? Just do certain things a certain way, dog, on a day to day, really on the grind, right? You hear me, baby? Yeah. But the difference is who stops, who doesn't. Yeah, bro. You can look at it different ways. Some people look at struggles, battles, you hear me, trials, tribulations. Oh, why me? What for? What did I do? What next? And some people just cave in and give in, right? Then you have others who say, no, fuck that, homie. You hear me? I'm going to use this as fuel to the fire. It leads them, pushes them, makes them go harder, fight towards victory. Heavy, you hear me, dog? Yeah. Now, it's a lot of things I have questions about in this world, correct? I'm sure people have a lot of questions in general, especially if you understand or peep every day and you just look at the world we living in amongst humans. Babylon, stay aware, right? Yeah, it's a lot of questions about God, I'm sure. Religion, humanity. Yeah, what's next after you leave here? You hear me, dog? What's the next big thing going to happen? People have a lot of questions, and some people dive into it and deal with it every day to the point where they damn near drive themselves crazy, dog. Or they allow this world, things in this world, huh? Things they go through, people they come across, heavy in this world to deter them and stop them from chasing their dreams. You hear me? Doing what they want to do, going for theirs, putting the effort in, dog, keeping the faith, believing. Yeah, for whatever reason it may be. But at the end of the day, that's why mental fortitude, mental power is important. Mental discipline is important, huh? Correct? Yeah, baby. This is self-talk on a daily. You hear me? Heavy, bro. Never think that I know everything. No, bro. Period. you know? Heavy. I've experienced certain things, seen others experience certain things, right? Been through real testing battles as well. You hear me, dog? Heavy. Period. You hear me, dog? Heavy, man. That's real deal. No Holyfield, but shout out Holyfield. He is a boxing legend. So as far as understanding, fighting through, building the mental fortitude, callousing your mind for real to the point no matter what's going on the exterior, you hear me? The interior, on that internal, with that internal battle, that spiritual battle. This is a spiritual warfare, no matter how it may look like, correct? You are winning the internal battle, which is the most important battle, baby. You hear me, dog? I don't care about the material things, the money, the love, whatever you want to speak, whatever factor you want to speak on, bro. Period. What Lauren Hill say? One of the best to ever do it. How you gonna win if you ain't right within? Period. You know? That's why you see people at certain levels with certain amounts of money, people who are so-called rich, rich as in materials, off themselves on a daily, take their own lives, huh? Full of depression. You hear me, dog? Heavy, you know? So it's not always what it seems, correct? Heavy, bruh. You know, just because someone has money, just because someone has certain materials, has a certain status, man. Even like the whole social media realm, you have people often themselves comparing their lives to what they see on social media. You know, dog, actually feeling depressed, actually feeling down, feeling bad to the point they want to go off themselves. Are you kidding me, baby? You know, because they're falling into the trap, falling into the material bullshit, all the shit that is perishable, nothing spiritual, nothing real, nothing authentic. You hear me? Nothing with substance, just a bunch of fake fuckery bullshit that people sit and actually watch and spend hours scrolling, some say doom scrolling, watching another motherfucker go get theirs, watching another motherfucker, bitch, yeah, go put the work in. You hear me, dog? Heavy. Worshiping another motherfucker. Oh, they don't think it's worshiping. You are worshiping somebody. Think about it. Humans wake up. They open their TikTok, open their Instagram, open their Facebook. You hear me? They got videos, certain characters, certain social media influencers. And I don't know how half of them, matter of fact, majority of these motherfuckers is called influencers. You hear me, dog? What is they influencing? Period. Not a motherfucking thing. Majority of them. But they wake up, they worship them. First thing they do, what? Boom, check their phone, check what's going on, fall into the trap. Watch these niggas for hours, white, black, Hispanic, whatever it may be. Some level of entertainment. They want to be entertained and they spend hours throughout the day, before bed, after they wake up in the morning while they taking a shit, taking a piss. You hear me, dog? On lunch break and worship these so-called celebrities, you know, that have been put on a pedestal for whatever reason. Some of them worship them more than God. And we know the deal. We know the 411. You know the scoop. You hear me, dog? No, worship yourself. Worship God and yourself. You hear me, dog? You know, this is self-talk on a daily. You hear me? Every day you can learn something new, grow, become better. But it starts from within, man. For real. You hear me? Yeah. Because guess what? In order to fight those tough times, those battles, and not go crazy or not do something stupid, huh? Or not let it bring you all the way down. You hear me, dog? You have to have a certain level of mental fortitude, mental strength that you lean on, dog. Levels of discipline. No matter what, nothing gets you off track. You have to have a certain peace within, bro. A peace within. You hear me? Peace is very underrated because majority people walking around the world don't have real true peace. You hear me, homie? For real. And you see it in all aspects of life. Trust me, dog. You know? Yeah. You talking to somebody, looking at somebody who built this piece, bro. Put the steps in, you hear me? To finally have real peace within, right? Be it the most peace I've ever been, most peace I've ever had in life. You hear me, dog? Heavy. It came through experiences, learning, observing certain information coming along to me as I've been walking this path. If you know, you know. If you don't, you don't. But motherfucker, you will find out. Bitch, yeah. You hear me? Bitch, yeah. Huh? You hear me? Straight up. And that's what it is, man. But you cannot fold. You fold, you sell your soul. You hear me? You fold, you sell your soul, dog. Heavy. You know? Oh man, you gotta walk tall, walk brave. I don't care if you're at your lowest fucking point. You hear me? Walk tall, walk brave. Belief, faith, etc., etc. Belief and faith, but also putting that damn work in, bro. You gotta peep your circle, understand who's around you. Having the right energy around you is important. People take the energy game and think it's a game. You hear me? No, man. This energy shit is real around here, around yonder, baby. You hear me, dog? Heavy. Pay attention. You'll figure it out. You know? You got to have a certain discernment, dog, a certain feel. You hear me? And it comes with putting certain levels of work in, no matter how long it takes. And trust me, huh? It's a lonely road. It can definitely be a lonely road. But guess what? Walking alone makes you stronger, makes you stronger for real. And really makes you understand and learn yourself, who you are, who you want to be, where you are. You hear me, dog? Yeah, spiritually, mentally, physically, it makes you understand and listen within, bro. Really build a relationship with God, bro. So many people are scared to be alone, bro, and face themselves. So they face the world, huh? They face everybody else, huh? They always need somebody in their face, baby. You hear me, though? Straight up. That's the 411. That's the scoop. You hear me? Heavy, bro. But no matter what, what Nipsey said, man, Earmiss, rest in peace, Earmiss, Nipsey Hustle, you feel me? You hear me? What he say? On the song Double Up, we never let a hard time humble us. Respect that shit, dog. You hear me? People are taught, the world teaches you, tries to teach you, puts things in your face to break you down. Yeah, to break you down. Where there's symmetry, where there's people you around, whether it's family, your so-called close friends, your associates, whoever, dog. You hear me, homie? Yeah. The matrix throws things in your face on a daily to keep you in a certain mind frame. Yeah, man. Yeah. Keep you stuck forever, huh? For life. They live, they motherfucking live. Yeah, man. This shit is real. For real, dog. You know? And it's easier said than done. Nah, you know? Yeah, bro. But you must walk tall. You must walk tall. Trials and tribulations aren't there to stop you. Yeah, they're there to test you, to make you stronger. Huh? You know? Yeah. Certain tests are given to make you stronger, bro. See if you can pass that shit. See if you stand tall. See if you stand up to it, or see if you give in. You hear me? Yeah, bro. For real. You know? Yeah. Heavy. After you pass the motherfuckers, you elevate. You take it to a newer level or a higher level anytime, each and every time, you know? Yeah. Some even say, hey, the breakthrough comes, you know? When the breakthrough is about to come, the times get tough. Times may get harder. But whatever the case may be, dog, whatever pain, whatever trials, tribulations you go through, they sharpen you. Use it to sharpen you, make you mentally sharp, physically sharp. You hear me, dog? Heavy, bro, for real. Make you more disciplined, more in tuned. Yeah. Huh? Isolate yourself more. Don't be afraid of isolation. Isolation brings elevation. You hear me? I repeat, isolation brings elevation. You hear me, dog? Period, dog. Don't get caught up into the material things of the world. You know, the temptations of the world. For the most part, it's all a facade. It's all an illusion. For real, dog. You hear me? Heavy, no cap. Straight up. Trust me, man. Trust me. See, when you finally see the world for what it is, when you peep the spiritual realm, huh, for what it is, huh, dog, you hear me? When you start peeping things and seeing things different and feeling certain energies and being able to identify certain entities and just peeping game, bro, at all time level, at all time high, you understand, bro? Yeah. That most of this shit is a motherfucking facade, bro. You hear me? Heavy. None of it matters. None of it matters. But people love to act like it all matters, you know? Heavy. Far from the truth, far from the truth. But when you have greedy people, people who want to stay in power, people who want to keep control, you know, people who want to keep individuals brainwashed, stuck in a rat race, in the crab in a barrel mentality, crab in a bucket mentality, whatever you call it, bro. You feel me? You dig me? You get my drift? We know what it is, dog. For real. This is what happens. This is what happens. This is what humanity turns the world into. God's universe, but the devil's world, I repeat. God's universe, right? But the devil's world. Heavy. But at the end of the day, I truly believe what keeps me going, you hear me? That one day God will handle it all and the wickedness will get dealt with. Yeah. Now you ask a lot of questions. I have questions like, damn, well, when? Well, where? How? Well, how, right? When the hell fuck going on around here? You hear me? Yeah, bro, bitch, yeah. When do it all get dealt with and balance out? But you can't worry about that. You gotta keep stepping, keep progressing, and keep pushing, man. Heavy. You hear me? Go for yours. Babylon, stay aware. You scared to go forward in this shit? You scared of death? You scared of death in this shit? A lot of people held back, hold themselves back, huh? You hear me, homie? Don't say what they feel. Don't step out there. Why? You know? Oh, because they talking about being scared of death, scared of losing something, scared of losing that job, that guapino, them funds, that money, maybe even that person. See, that's the problem. That's the issue. That's the 411, man. That's the real scoop, huh? You hear me? People live in fear, but walk around act like they have no fear, man. But everybody's living in fear of something. That's why more people aren't speaking up, right? Huh? Speaking out, scared, staying quiet, want to look a certain way, don't want to press a certain button, even if they know speaking up against wrong is right, right? Even if they know they should speak up against evil. You hear me? Heavy, bro. Even if they know if more people speak up and spoke up, maybe you could have some changes. But humanity is a bunch of hypocrites. Yeah, they love to talk that humanity shit. But at the end of the day, right? You hear me, dog? Ain't really no humanity shit, bro. No cap. Humans don't come together for nothing. You have certain circumstances where they do, yeah. The football game, the basketball game, the club scene. You hear me, dog? Any lustful activities, any entertaining activities, any awards. All right, boom. They come together, fake the funk, act like it's all good, act like it's all love. When the whole time they cap it anyway. They just there for the entertainment, baby. You heard me? The entertainment, baby. Yeah, bitch, yeah. You know. But man, yeah, bro. I'm telling you now, through the trials and tribulations, sharpen yourself, man. Use those tough times to create beautiful times within, bro. You hear me, dog? You know, let it be fuel to the fire. Yeah. Use those tough times to elevate you, elevate your body, elevate your mind. Turn yourself into a weapon. You hear me, dog? For real. A weapon. Believe that. You hear me, bro? This is Babylon. Stay aware. Fire them comments up. Let me know how you feel about the video. Big warrior here. You know what it is, man. Wicked. Yeah.